When I was in the seminary, there was another young man who was studying for the priesthood at the time, who was never ordained. But he told us the story of something he did, or he claims he did. I hope he really didn't do this, because if he did, it would have been horrible. But at any rate, the story he tells us is that some guy showed up at his door, some fundamentalist born-again Christian, with his young son to try to convert him away from the Catholic faith and convince him that you have to take the Bible literally. And so in the midst of all of that, this man in the seminary he said to the kid, the man's son, "Have you ever stolen anything?" And the boy honestly said, "Yes, I have." And he says he went into the kitchen and came back with a meat cleaver and told the boy, "Put your hand out." He says, "Why?" He says, "Well, because doesn't the Bible say if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away? So I got to chop your arm off." And he says the man took his kid and ran very quickly out of the house. I hope he didn't really do that. I hope that was just a story he made up, because he would have traumatized the boy, I think, if he had done that. This is one of those things, certainly, that proves everything in the Bible is not meant to be taken literalistically, absolutely literally. No, the Lord is not saying to us today that we have to physically maim our bodies, cut off our arms and our legs if we sin with them. Of course not. It's metaphorical. However, I think we take it so metaphorically at sometimes and so lightly that we don't follow it at all. We just say, oh, it's a metaphor, but we just dismiss it as having no value. The Lord is trying to tell us anything in our life that keeps us from following Him, that keeps us from heaven, that keeps us from being the best we can be, even if it's something we think we really need, that we'd be handicapped without. It would be better for us to live without it rather than with it, for it to lead us astray from Him and not enter heaven. And we all have things that stand in our way, and some of them are serious enough that they could mean that we would not enter salvation. For one person, it could be physical possessions, things we own and worry about too much. Other people, it could be beliefs. Maybe it's political beliefs or socioeconomical beliefs or anything of that nature. Sometimes it's practices. Other times it could be relationships. Oh, but I love that person so much, even though I know this relationship is sinful and it's keeping me from God. How could I live without this person or that? Maybe it's our need to be proven right all the time or to have an injustice corrected. It could be many different things that bog us down and keep us from following the Lord to the best of our ability. I like to think of it as, imagine there's a big luxury cruise line has gone down and people are in the water, waiting for the ship to save them. And of course, a boat does come by to save them and the captain is there reaching down for them. You go, come on, let me lift you out of the water and onto the boat. And while many people are coming along, there are some who have taken all their riches with them, their bags of gold and jewelry and everything, and they've got them tied around their waist and on their legs because they don't want to be saved without them. And they can't reach up. They can't reach the person trying to pull them out. And he says, I can't reach you. You can't reach me with all of that stuff. Let go. Let go of the jewels. Let go of the bags of gold. You've got to untie them and let them go. And they're saying, no, I can't live without it. I can't live with it in poverty. I've got to have all of my gold and my riches. And the captain is saying to them, what would be better for you, to live in poverty or to die in wealth? Let go. They're keeping you from entering. But as long as they hold on to these things, it becomes an obstacle to them. They cannot reach up and allow God to pull them up into safety, into heaven, with all of this baggage around their waist. And so that's the challenge for all of us, to look at what are the things in our lives that hold us back. Sometimes we think we really need them, and we hold on, and God is saying, let go. You don't need that. I know you think you do. I know you think your life will be difficult without it. Or maybe it will cause you inconvenience. You might have to even quit your job and do something else and find another job because that job is leading you astray. Whatever it may be, He says, let go. I want to fill your hands with so much more. I have such greater things in store for you than what you're holding on to. Let go and leave those things behind and let me fill you with what I want to give you. My friends, there's not too many things that I can absolutely promise you, but one thing I can say today, I promise you, if If you turn to the Lord and pray and say, Lord, what are the things I'm holding on to that keep me from following you to the best of my ability? Help me to know them and help me to leave them behind. If we do, and we allow the Lord to give us what he wants to give us, I promise you, you will have a life that has a lot more meaning to it, a life that has a lot more richness. You will have dignity, you will have self-respect, you will have purpose in your life, you will have joy, you will have contentment, you will have fulfillment, you will have everything you're looking for that the things of this world cannot bring us, that we can get only through God. Let go and let God lift you up to be the best you can be and lead you to heaven. If we do that, then indeed we will know a richness and a power that only Christ can give us, that we can't know through anything else in the world. Do not be afraid. Let go and let God fill you. May Jesus Christ be praised, now and forever.